Welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse where myself, Hoppocalypse and DPayne.
Yas. That's what it says. Greek. Oh wait, no, it's yas, yassas, or yasuo. Hey, that's the guy from the leagues.
The lonely boy with a ponytail.
Yasu.
I think that's what I called him last time we played TFT on stream together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was Greek.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode this week. We had our poll up and I Catchphrases won, which I completely forgot was even on one of our talking points.
Yeah. It surprised me because it was a busy week. I remember it was a busy week. And so we weren't really able, it was Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to, just due to getting things set up for that, we weren't able to like retweet it or repost it. And then I just remember getting a notification like, oh, here's the results of your poll. And I messaged Hop and was like, hey, we're doing catchphrases this week. We got one vote.
Yeah, that's on us for not really reminding people about the poll ending.
Yeah,
Twitter
it's
moves,
all good.
Yeah, Twitter moves so fast sometimes. But yeah, so we're doing catchphrases this week. I don't remember what our rules were for before it, so I think we both just Googled general catchphrases, so we'll see how this goes. But announcements, DPayne?
They are a thing that people say at certain times of the day. Announcements. Like, ding dong. Go to the principal office. You terrible student. Your mom's here with your lunch. Because you left it at home. True story. Anyway, other announcements that we have a few new countries joining the list, the League of Pointless Discourse listeners. We welcome Malaysia, Chile, and Indonesia. Now that I said Indonesia, I'm not sure if Indonesia was already said, but welcome again. You're at the bottom of my list. Also, Morocco. I'm not 100% sure if we said hello to you before, but hello if we haven't. And yeah, guys, welcome everyone from any country that you're from, or if you have a very exciting time with your VPN, welcome and thank you for letting us show up in all these different countries. Yeah, we don't have any reviews to read out, and just once again at the top of the show, and I know we'll repeat it at the end, we're just to help the show grow and everything, we if you guys could write a review at any time, that'd be cool. But yeah, like we'll wait, we'll pause right now until you write a review.
How much do we think they're gonna write a paragraph?
They're still writing.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, we waited long enough to really make them wonder if their headphones died. So.
Is the podcast broken?
Oh man, the amount of times I do that, I'm like, just okay there. And you know what? We have one more announcement, which this is from the work of Hop. She does the YouTubes, and I already forgot. What episode are we up to on the YouTubes now?
I think episode 20 just went live at the time of recording this, but I do have them scheduled out where playing catch up and putting out an episode a day. I think we have a small gap where we weren't recording from OBS and I wasn't able to grab the VOD. Things happen. But a majority of the episodes should be up, and once we're like fully caught up and everything. And then I think we'll start being able to promote it on Twitter, so if you kind of like miss the format of being able to see our faces, which this episode
not this one,
yeah. But yeah, if you miss the format of being able to see our faces, you can at least catch that on YouTube. And I realized you missed another announcement. The next episode is a special one.
Oh yeah, do we want to save that for the end? Because normally we do that.
Yeah, okay, so listen in.
Hey guys, special announcement at the end. Hopefully I won't forget again.
I'll
And
try to remember.
now that it's plugged in the brain.
Let's not forget. But all right, yeah. So I think that wraps up everything from that point of view.
Like a Christmas present. Or if you're on the Anchor page, your Spotify 2020 is wrapped up here.
Yeah, I forgot that Spotify owns Anchor, and when I saw that I was like, why? Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I didn't know as soon as I clicked on it if the banner would go away, so I recorded it just to be like, oh, here, I'll send it to Hop in case this thing disappears. Yeah, it was really boring, so I deleted the video. So if you wanted to watch it, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, so I guess we're good to get started on the actual talking of our catchphrases. So at this point is when we get to roll our dice to see what order we talk in.
Ooh.
Rolling our d20s because we're playing, we're Pathfinder and D&D players mainly. Speaking of which, I've been reading Rime of the Frost Maiden to run that as a campaign. My brain is a buzz.
Like a bumblebee?
Like a bumblebee.
I don't have a good roll. I didn't roll my... Here, let me roll moldy cheese and see if I got a better roll. I'm not going to keep it. I'm just wondering, is this die the best die? Well, it was better than the roll I just did.
All right, then I'm pretty confident that I'll be going first this week. I got an 18.
Oh my goodness. I got a 6.
But that means we talk about the ones we like first because it's even.
True.
Yes. All right. So I'll go ahead and jump in. So my runner-up for my favorite catchphrase, you've probably heard me talk about this movie before. I don't know if it's ever come up as a movie that actually made it into any of my actual lists, but it's the phrase "as you wish" from The Princess Bride.
Oh, I almost had one from The Princess Bride, but then I realized I don't really go around saying this line, so I took it off my list.
Oh, is that? I didn't look at it necessarily as me saying the phrase. It's just something that I think is like a really fun phrase.
My top two, I was like, I had fun phrases on there. Like my runner-up to my runner-up is a one that I found while researching this, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't really know. Okay, so one of the issues I had while looking up catchphrases, that it just like some of these lines didn't sound like catchphrases. They sounded like I don't know, just these like I really like that one line that guy said one time. In my head, it was like a catchphrase is something that's said
Throughout. Yeah. Yeah, it should.
But this one was so good, I just had to write it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, for catchphrases, by what I was looking at, I was trying to think of things that are said multiple times and whatever it is. So like in Princess Bride, they say "as you wish" a lot. That's said by Wesley, and I really like it because it's a very simple line, right? And you're introduced to it very early on when he's working for her. For anyone who hasn't watched Princess Bride, you should. I've heard it's one of the few movies that they consider like maybe even better than the original book. But they also had the author.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched like a little interview with the directors, and apparently the author, people kept bringing their screen rights of it, and they were like, "Do you like it?" And he's like, "No. Like several directors were like, "Can I do this as a movie?" And he's like, "No, I don't like it."
Yeah, so he wrote it himself.
Yeah. But yeah, so the "as you wish" line is just a very nice and simple way, because I think it's very sweet, I think, because in the way that the character uses it, because it's supposed to be that whole he is technically a servant to her, I think, or like a farm boy, but eventually it turns into like a flirty thing. But then like you have the whole plot twist and everything, and then he says it at the end, and she's like, "Wait, the only person that says that is."
Yeah, as he's breaking his neck, rolling down that impossible hill. As you wish.
But it just like I think it just does a very good, sweet job of bringing the plot together, and I think it's just a catchphrase you could easily say all the time. Like I think every so often I'll catch myself to Strider's like, "Can you grab that for me?" I'm like, "As you wish," because it's not complicated, it's not long. Some of the catchphrases I saw were like 2 sentences long. I'm like, when would I ever say this? How often can you actually say this and it be in context?
Well, Spoilers. One of mine is like 4 sentences long, and
That's a monologue.
it will make sense. Yeah, but it's like it's also very much a catchphrase.
Okay.
It will make sense when I get there.
But yeah, overall, that was just one. And I think I just love excuses to talk about Princess Bride because I just really love that movie.
Yeah, my the one that I was gonna write down, which is like is also I think is a good catchphrase, is like, "Hello, my name is oh, I always mess it up. I'm here to kill you." The one where
Hello,
like,
my name is Inigo
yes,
Montoya, and you have killed my father.
how they're prepared to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a mug with that where it's the, like you get the stickers for work where it says, "Hello, my name is," and then underneath it's Inigo Montoya, you have killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes. And that's a fun one.
I thought for a second you were going to say inconceivable because that one is a long.
That's a good one too. Inconceivable. Someone said it in my stream, one of my streams this week. I don't remember why, but
that is also just a great scene. They're sitting there and he's like, "You cannot beat me, for I am too smart."
There's that. What's the other? It's not really a catchphrase, but it's one of my favorite lines in there when they're all making like puns, and he's just like, "Will you stop that?" And he's just like, "Anyone want a peanut?" Or they're all rhyming, and it's just Andre the Giant. Just the last line is just like, "Anyone want a peanut?" And it's just like, "Stop it!"
Yeah, the casting for that movie is also fantastic. Oh, another phrase that I like. I don't think you can call it a catchphrase, but "have fun storming the castle."
Yeah.
Because he says it once, technically.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone remembers. Billy Crystal.
Yes. It's taking the thing you used to stoke the fire and putting it in Wesley's mouth.
Bringing him back to life.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, well, that is definitely past the 10-year
it's definitely
mark.
an old enough movie. Because I remember my one friend had it on VHS, and that was her favorite growing up movie. So it was just always on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to a point where you're not watching it, but you're just like, oh, it's the
Quoting
part
it.
it's the part with the rodents of unusual size.
Yes. Oh man. And then that's like the scene where everyone is just like, quicksand is the worst. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, when they're like just spitting sand out of their mouth, I'm like, that is the most disgusting and vile thing I've ever seen.
I know, and then you grow up and you find out quicksand is not that fast.
Yeah. Just like I was lied to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just a pit. They go whoop, but in real life, it's like putty.
Yeah, and you do sink faster if you struggle, if I remember right. But it's not. Yeah, it's not instantaneous where you're like, oh, it's solid ground. Ah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's oh man. But yeah, Princess Bride was one of the movies that came to mind, and I was like, oh, thank goodness my phone was muted. Oh, people are texting me about that video I need to edit. Brain. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, that's definitely a good movie.
There are a lot of like little catchphrases you could pick up from it and just have fun with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's oh man, now I'm just like trying. Now my brain's just thinking of other parts of that. Like when he just. I don't want to spoil this one because this is one of those movies. Like, if you guys haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just some real good scenes. Like, never mind. That's like literally the last scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Billy Crystal part where I said spoilers. That's like a half hour in.
No, that's like 2/3 in.
Is it 2/3 in?
Yeah.
It is still pretty. Like, there's still a good chunk of movie after that. Like.
Yeah, like there's. Yeah, because that's after they get him out from.
Oh, they save him from the prince, or yeah, okay. I say prince, but I feel like that's not his appropriate title.
Yeah, that it's The Princess Bride is one of those movies that feels like it's shorter than you remember, but is also longer than you expect it to be. it's impossible time space.
It's an enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
Because like if you've seen it before, you're like, oh, where's the part coming up? Wait, what are all these parts? Oh, no, it's that part. I forgot about that part.
You're stalling for time. No, I'm not. I can't remember what he says. And just like,
Oh, when they're fighting on
like,
the mountain.
yeah, just like, and obviously my drink is the one that's poisoned, so you put that in front of me. But instead, you thought I'm too smart for that. And what is that over there? Just switches
And
the
keep
drinks.
swapping them.
Well, no, he just switches at the one time, and he's just like, and then he's like, fine, I choose this drink. Buttercup. Which one was poison? They both were. I was immune to the poison.
You're just like, wait, you can't, what?
It's like, that's cheating, but I like it.
Yeah, and I know there's other things like when they have plot twists in other movies, I'm like, oh, so it's Dread Pirate Roberts. And they're like, Hop, not everything is like Dread Pirate Roberts. I'm like, I restate what the plot is from Princess Bride, and they're like, fine, in this instance, the trope is.
Then, like, while they're like, fine, and you're just in the background, as you wish. Oh, man. Now I want to watch that movie.
It's just, you could rewatch it so many times.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, like I went for, they had like an anniversary showing at a theater near me. That's why I saw like the director interview. So like
okay.
they showed the movie, but it was interesting because there were people in there that were confused at the graphics, but were enjoying it, and they were like, I thought this was a new movie, and we were like, wait, you've never heard of this movie? Where there like a large amount of us were like quoting lines from it because, you know, you get to that like campy part of movies where if they're cult classics enough, people just don't care that you're quoting lines during a live screening.
To be fair, the way my brain works, I don't care if people have me are bothered by me talking throughout the movie. I'm just like, dude, I talk to a screen for like how many hours? We looked at the statistics. Way too many hours of the week.
Yeah, we might have gotten distracted by Twitch tracker. Don't mind us.
Yeah, you ain't gonna stop me from talking to a screen just because I paid to be in the room.
No, I only get annoyed if it's a movie I care about and I want to pick up on nuances that are happening in the movie. But if it's a movie like when my friends are like, let's go watch another one of the Marvel movies, I'm like, formulaic movie, doesn't matter what happens. I know, that'll probably make people mad.
But it's true. It's just like, cool. There's the character. Oh no, here's the other thing. Oh no. Wait, remember all those cool powers they had? They don't use them. Don't punch.
We win, yay.
Is there a superhero movie that doesn't end with punches?
I have not seen a lot of them, to be honest. Out of the Marvel universe, I think I've watched Iron Man 1, maybe 2, Thor 1 and 2, the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy, and Captain Marvel.
Okay, so I know the first Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't end with a punch off. It ends with a dance off.
Mm-hmm.
Where my brothers told me after they watched it, they were like, DPayne, if you were ever a superhero, this would be how you would end fights, with a dance off. And I'm like, it was also, I think he called him a fart nugget or something like that. And he's like, that's something else you would say. And I'm like, nope, okay.
If you say so.
It's like, I'll take it. That dude's jacked. If I get that body, I'll be whoever.
I'll dance. I'll do whatever it takes. But yes. So yeah. So there is our tangent. So what is your runner-up quote?
Okay. Well, I have a runner-up to my runner-up, which I saw this and it cracked me up so much. And it has so much to do with the state of like how Twitch was for a little while, like last month.
Mm-hmm.
It's from a video game called Sonic Colors. And it says, no copyright law in the universe is going to stop me.
Good old DMCA.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even want to know the context of it. It's just Sonic yelling at a robot or an announcement video, just no copyright in the law, no copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me. And it's just like, Sonic, you just are gonna stop yourself. Have you seen your games? But that was my runner-up because like I haven't played Sonic Colors, but it still cracked me up.
The timing of it is great. Just reading that with everything going on.
Ish. But my runner-up is, I don't know. I'm pretty sure people may have seen this game show. I know it's been around for a while. It has a little bit of following, but it's just like, so whenever a contestant would be able to go play the game, the announcer would pretty much just say, "Come on down." Yes, The Price is Right. Uh, the show that everyone watched when they were sick and didn't go to school.
I honestly really love those shows, whether or not like it was a sick day or it was just an off day. I just like, I even during college, if I didn't have classes on during that primetime hour, I would watch Price is Right and then Let's Make a Deal, and there was another one that was on in that time slot.
I wanted to be on the. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember. No, I lost it. I remembered it and then I lost the game show.
I always thought the one show that was pretty interesting was that Supermarket Showdown.
Oh, where you have to go through and find all the prices for the items.
Yeah. Like, part of me was thinking, man, it'd be really fun to be on that. But then I also remember I am also really bad not looking at the prices. And I'm like, this looks good. Let's get this. This will be my treat for the week. And then I'll get to the cash register. And I'm like, why is things so expensive?
Well, you
like,
see, you got the bundled pack, so it's like 10 times the cost. You're like,
This is like Steam. But yeah, this the Come On Down, it's just, I don't know, I say it every once in a while, like, I don't know, it's just one of those lines that is just, it's very simple, as you were saying, and can be for the most part. Why is that trending on Twitter? Anyway. Pee-wee's Playhouse characters trending on Twitter.
Anyway.
Large Marge. Anyway, oh, she died. That's why. Anywho, where was I going? Yeah, so it's just one of those lines where it's just like, yeah, just like people saying, yeah, come on down or whatever. It's just like, yeah, when you say that, you just can't be like, hey, come on down. You got to be like, come on down, contestant. Like, yeah, it's one of those lines that you immediately have to just put in the voice and just go and be like, yes.
So then
you just remember.
So what's your feeling on their choice of host, or have you not watched the newer episodes?
I don't have TV, so let's see. I know the guy from Whose Line was the host for a while. Did they have another one after that?
No, I think he's still the current host.
Like, I don't have a problem. Like, we're not gonna get the, because Bill Barker, right, was the original one. Bob Barker. Like, I don't like. It was when I watched The Price is Right when I was younger. Like, it was when I was, like, as I said, when I was sick and I was sitting at home, my mom would have been like, when I think of that show, there's like, I have a handful of memories. Like, there's like a certain song, whenever I think of it, the flavor of buttered toast comes to my mind. And
did you always have buttered toast during the show?
Well, it's when I, like, this was a different song. Like, I'm just saying, this is like how my brain works.
Oh, okay.
But like, since the majority of the time I watched this show, I would be homesick. The taste of cinnamon toast
comes to mind.
is like corresponded with this, because like that's what my mom would give me. It's just like, here's some toast with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on it. And I'm like, okie dokie, thank you, Mom. I'm gonna just like take 2 bites and be like, ugh. should make better $1. But yeah, it's Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a big opinion. Like I remember a lot of people were upset or happy when I forgot his name.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey when he became the host. But I'm just like, hey, you got a job. I don't know. It didn't bother me too much, but
Yeah, I was just curious because you said like, when you think of the "come on down" line, it's like in a specific voice. I guess it's
yeah.
like the same idea as like when you think of WWE. Let's get ready to rumble is in a very specific voice.
Let's get ready to rumble. Well, like that also like corresponded the way of saying that like through like a lot of different games as well, like the video game Ready to Rumble.
For example.
um, but yeah, I don't think I've watched an episode with Drew. When did he become the host?
It's been a number of years now. I'm sure I can Google it real quick. I've watched a few. He's fine, but it's still.
Oh yeah,
like,
I figured he would be fine. Like
yeah.
he's an excellent host, but it's just like.
Oh, I just thought of a catchphrase. Speaking of whose line is it anyway?
Well, you can do your runner-up before you do
my number one. Yeah, that's
yeah.
how we'll do that one. Let's see. When did Drew Carey start hosting The Price is Right? Top Google
Was it
search.
Like 29?
2007.
Oh, when I graduated high school.
So apparently the franchise began in 1956, hosted by Bill Cullen. I have never seen those episodes. Revamped in 1972, hosted by Bob Barker. So that means Bob Barker hosted the show for 28 years? Ooh.
Wow.
No, more than that. I can't math.
I didn't hear the first time when he came in, so
2007 minus 1972. How many years is that? I tried to do mental math and I did that wrong.
I failed math multiple years and
35
almost dropped
years.
out of high school.
35 years of hosting the same show.
Oh man, his career could have ran for president.
That's fun.
Yeah, but that's really all I have to say about it. It's just a fun line to say. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, because I know I said it on stream. I probably said it while playing TFT. I will now.
Now that you remember.
Yeah, well, we'll see how well I remember. Like, I probably will. I wonder if it's one of the things like now after this episode, I'm going to be even more like aware to see if I say it. And be like, ah.
But yeah. All right. So then, since on the like Drew Carey who's line thing, I don't know why I didn't think of this catchphrase, but I've said this so many times when it comes to work or when I'm generally annoyed at life. It's all made up and it doesn't matter. Like when he like says there's a winner to an episode of Whose Line, he's like, the points are all made up and it doesn't even matter. Mm-hmm. So at work, someone sent me a meme because we were transitioning into a way for us to like track how our work is being done. And one of the emails was like, oh, the number's just arbitrary. You use it as a guide. Just make sure to stay consistent. There's no actual like backing to what this number represents. And that's how they try to say it in the agile world for anyone that's had to work in agile. And someone sent me a meme. The points are made up. All the agile points are made up and it doesn't even matter. And I feel like I've used it in other contexts where I forget. I remember like trying to look at the point system for a ranked FPS. And I was like, wait, I get more points for reviving someone than killing someone? Wait. But the point is to kill the enemy team.
So I would actually do really well because I'm poopy at shooting.
But support, yes. But yeah, so that one, that's a nice fun catchphrase because he says that literally every episode, so I'd say that's a catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'll agree. Maybe even a slogan.
A slogan. What's the difference between a slogan and a catchphrase?
One ends up on a t-shirt.
Could they?
Oh, no, they both end up on t-shirts. I also want to just fix what I said earlier about Large Marge showing up on Twitter. This was the day she was born, December 5th.
The internet moves too fast.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with everything. But all right, for my actual number one catchphrase is Holy Blank Batman.
It looks like we looked at very similar lists.
I
Similar lists.
I just went on like a wiki to get like an idea of what's considered a catchphrase, but when I saw this, I was like, the meme potential for this one is so good. And I went on and I went to look at examples of from the actual show. So for anyone that's like heard this or seen this as a meme or seen edited comics, this is actually something that I think became really like a big joke on what the 60s Batman TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it was the good old Adam West Batman and his trusty sidekick Robin. So I went through and I have a list of 20 weird Holy Batman lines from the show. One that I like is Holy ITNT. When you realize that Robin is referencing a telecommunications company that was founded as International Telephone and Telegraph in this season 2 episode, you know the reference is an outdated one. ITNT got out of the telecommunications game in 1986. But it's just like, Holy Bunions, Batman. Holy Uncanny Photographic Mental Processes, Batman. Wholly contributing to the delinquency of minors.
That's not a real one.
In this season 1 episode, the Lonium Larcenies, Lady Prudence remarks to Robin that she received an MS in finishing school. He wonders what an MS is, and she says that it is Mistress of Shoplifting, to which Robin remarks, wholly contributing to the delinquency of minors. Somebody wrote that.
We had cams on. People would see me doing the whole pinch to the bridge of my nose of like, what if that? I don't know if that's the bridge. Whatever the nose part between your eyes. Just like, what is this?
Holy bouncy boilerplate. In this one episode, True or False Face, when Batman and Robin figure out that False Face's next robbery target is Lad Armored Car Company, Robin shouts out, holy bouncy boilerplate. Yes, you are correct. That does indeed not make any sense.
Robin doesn't make sense.
Holy hole in a donut.
Now, this one reminds me of that line read from... Oh, it was the only movie I watched last year. Shoot. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, it's gone.
What happened in the movie?
When he's pretty much like that... It's a murder mystery.
Oh, Knives Out.
Knives Out, yeah. Just like, this whole story is like a donut hole inside another donut hole, surrounded by, like, it just goes on, and you're like, what? I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Okay. Wholly astringent plum-like fruit.
What?
Exactly. And then I love all the memes that like have come from it, where people are just like, they edit the old comics to put holy and then something that doesn't make sense. Wait, is this? No, is this? I don't know if this list is real that I found on BuzzFeed. One of them said, let's see. Oh, this one has a similar, holy guacamole. Nah, I feel like people would say that.
I've said holy guacamole.
Holy bargain basements.
No, that's not a real one.
Holy one-track bat computer mind. Holy Frankenstein, it's alive.
There's a reason the show stayed in the 60s.
Holy human pressure cookers. Holy heart failure.
I hope that's something that the people say when, like, they're like, how do you die? Oh, heart attack. Holy heart failure. What?
Holy unrefillable prescriptions.
Wait, now I can't tell if you're just making up your own or
no,
not.
I'm reading a BuzzFeed list.
Oh my gosh.
A holy sudden incapacitation.
I found that donut hole quote.
Oh, okay, you can read it.
It's like, I spoke in the car about a hole at the center of this donut. And yes, What you and Harlan did that fateful night seems to be at first glance to fill that hole perfectly. A donut hole in a donut's hole. But we must look a little closer, and when we do, we see that that donut hole has a hole in its center, and it's not a donut hole at all, but a smaller donut with its hole, and our donut is not whole at all. That is such a tongue twister to say.
And he had to do it like he's British, right? So he had
Yeah,
to do the
no,
southern
he
accent.
had the southern accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I spoke in the car. There's also another line I forgot that he said is, "Why is the grief? Why is grief the providence of youth? I don't know, but I imagine age deepens all feelings."
Yeah, but so yeah, so that's me
There's
just
a
getting
bunch
a
of good lines in
chance.
this one.
Okay, that was just me enjoying getting a chance to read off all these ridiculous '60s holy blank Batman lines.
What happens if I just search holy underscore 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 underscore
That's what I googled.
Batman?
Holy purple cannibals.
Oh, there's an Urban Dictionary one. Okay, this is actually the real definition. Cool. I was like, does this have another meaning? Oh, hey, there's pictures here. Oh, never mind. That's a YouTube thing.
Holy hamstrings.
I'm glad my hamstrings work. Holy headache.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, and then let me see if I can see a holy Batman memes to see what people have superimposed onto it.
Let's see. Oh, yep. I found another one. Holy bargain basement Batman. Holy astringent plum like fruit Batman.
Yeah, I had read that one.
Okay, it must have been when I was looking it up. I didn't hear it. Oh, there's the holy contributing to delinquency. What do you expect of a man that just runs around in his underwear?
All of them run around in their underwear. Superman's in his underwear.
Whoa! I just clicked on the BuzzFeed one and I saw 359th.
Yeah, it's a
That one wouldn't fly today.
yeah. I was like, oh, I'm not. Oh.
Holy hot foot. We should keep this and say this whenever we do good in TFT.
We say a different holy Robin.
Be like, I can say right now, you'll be say like, "Oh man, I just got a sharpshooter chosen. Holy gunpowder!
Holy jelly molds!" That would be fun.
Oh, holy bullseye would probably work with sharpshooter.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Holy reincarnation.
Holy purple cannibals.
I'm glad I found the same page. Oh, there's the holy pressure cooker. Dude, Robin is just a paladin. He's just
These are all his different divining spells.
Yeah. Holy bat logic.
But yeah. But no, yeah. I think that one's just like, it's not something I'd typically ever say, but it's just so fun to me. And like, it's like I wonder if in the 60s they knew it would be such a meme today, but I'm glad that the 60s was a time.
Well, from what I heard, like, you know how campy the Joker is in all those episodes where like to us now is just like, oh my goodness, that's so funny and humorous. They were just having fun. Apparently, like, those were supposed to be taken seriously.
Oh,
like how we look at like the Dark Knight.
That same level. Yeah, because
probably not the same level, but it's still like,
it's meant to not be funny. It's meant to be taken seriously. Yeah, like it is interesting though, like since that Batman, I feel like Adam West has basically been cast to play spoof versions of that Batman. Like on Fairly Odd Parents.
Catman.
Yeah.
Like whenever people talk about Adam West, the only thing that comes to my mind is the Family Guy bit where like he's in the like nightclub and there's like, yes, oh, the rock rapping is me, Adam West. Yes, Adam West. Yes, I'm sneaking down. Yes, Adam West. And he's just like under the table, is like, I'm gone. Just like that's all he's
The other one is he's mayor, and he's like, I need to solve the mystery of the disappearing water.
disappearing water. He's like, where do you go? And then Mayor Adam West, and he just like flips over the desk, and he's like, hello, yes, I'm Adam West. What do you want? But he's in, like a bunch of things just as that.
Yeah.
I'm still looking through this list.
It is a very comprehensive list of holy blank.
Holy frog, man.
Yeah, I think in when it comes to the comics, I think they were originally just like comments on the villain that showed up or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
holy
don't know,
Joker, Batman.
Oh no, when I think of the Golden Age comics, I remember probably the meme that everyone knows that the Joker says.
Which one is that one?
I'm gonna send you the picture because it's much better if you haven't seen it.
Oh, you should just look at it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, once you send that over, then I'd say feel free to go into your favorite catchphrase.
here you go. Sent it over. This is a real thing from a real comic.
I like I think is it Moon Knight is the one that has crazy stuff that he says too in the Golden Age comics.
I think so.
Like
Yeah,
I think I
don't
saw
know.
one picture where he was like I know you're not Dracula, so give me my effing money. Like
Well, Moon Knight is just a weird character to begin with. See, like just how you go into statistics, I can go into comic book heroes, and that ain't what this topic is about.
oh, I found it. I immediately found the image.
Yeah. Oh, I seen this picture. Yeah.
You big nerd. Where's my money?
Besides the F-bomb being dropped in there, this sounds like something I would say. DPayne in a Castlevania movie.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to know the Moon Knight one, just look up Moon Knight Dracula. It should come up pretty early in Google.
Yeah. Well, like if I remember correctly, Moon Knight's whole thing is it's just a regular dude, but when he falls asleep, he becomes Moon Knight.
He's technically like out of his mind too, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so. Because like I think the whole thing is because like when he falls asleep and he's Moon Knight, he doesn't actually get sleep and rest. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like I might be getting it mixed up with something else, but like that still such a great line that's just staring at me now. All right, well, my number one my number one is something that I would say this is the multiple sentence one. And you know what? As soon as I start saying this, I'm like 80% sure Hop will recognize it because it probably gets played on my stream at least once or twice a stream. And when it's played, I literally can't hear anything else when anyone is talking. It's a little quote from an anime called G Gundam. And it goes as, this hand of mine glows with an awesome power. Its burning grip tells me to defeat you. Take this, my love, my anger, and all of my sorrow. Shining finger. I don't have all the music, but yeah. I just closed my list. I need that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of G Gundam. I like it. I think it's like one of my first Gundam like TV shows that I've ever watched. Which I'll be glad if that's true, because I think I've also watched like the first episode of Seed right around at that point, but we don't talk about Seed because it's Seed.
It's all right. So in my playthrough of Steins Gate, they met someone in the Steins Gate universe talks about Shining Finger, and my chat was like, "Isn't that a Gundam reference?" And I was like, "Oh."
Uh, yeah, it is Shining Finger. It's so there's two Gundams that the main character who the um, I remember I think his name is Hero. This is like Hero Guy or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. And if anyone listens to this and they're like, you can't have a Gundam fan, well, you shut your mouth. I like the robots. Just like everyone else. Gundam cracks me up because it's the show is just like everyone's like, look at the cool robot battles. And like, well, what about like the other half of the show where everyone's like, war bad, but robot battles.
Robot battle.
um and like with me finally getting back into anime and watching Gundam Unicorn, it's like that is even more apparent of how that works. Um but yeah, it's pretty much like I would say it's a catchphrase, and he says it almost every episode. But he also has to say it for him to do the Shining Fingers attack. Like it's a little chant and like activation thing for his Gundam to be able to do the attack.
Yeah,
Shining Fingers, or depending on translation, Shining Bullet Fingers. So. But I don't know. There's Shining Fingers and then Burning Fingers, and then there's like another one that he only says at the end where like he finds the power of love or something like that, and just like does a different attack. I don't remember the name of. But I don't really have much to say about it except the fact that I hear it multiple times a week, and I still like it because I don't know. I like Gundams.
So it's more like just a fun memory of you going back and watching the show.
Yeah. It's also like one of my favorite, like the way that Gundam attacks and like that whole sequence is one of my favorite stupid anime attack moves where big old hand grabs head and like blows up whatever it grabs. Like I don't know if Scar's in Alchemist Brother Metal. Wow.
Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my brain thought Brotherhood and was like, well, there's other parts to that. Oh, yeah, Brother, Full Metal, what?
I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist. I will admit that.
Have you watched Brotherhood? Or
I have not watched
either?
any Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay. Well, at least I watched the first run of Full Metal Alchemist. I also read Full Metal Alchemist, and it's not a terrible series, but the one of the main characters in there, his name is Scar, and like I'm not gonna go into story stuff in there, but like do you know like pretty much how that anything like how the world works?
I understand what starts the anime, like what the sad boy part in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. So that like so because of that sad boy part, he doesn't have to make alchemy circles like everyone else. And so everyone else has to make alchemy circles for them to do their like magic attacks. And so pretty much anyone that is like high tiered level has something where they're just able to excuse me, they're just able to go and like do their thing quickly.
Okay.
So like the guy that snaps his fingers and like can shoot lightning and fire, he has like the alchemy circle on a glove, and then inside the glove he has gunpowder, and he has like flint and steel that is built into the fingertips, but it looks like a regular glove. So that's why he's able to like snapping his finger causes the spark, and then he mutes that like spark and the gunpowder into like a fire explosion thingy. And so that's how all the magic works. And which is like when you find out that I don't know, it's not a spoiler because it's literally they talk about it in like the first episode, but the main character doesn't have to make those circles. And so it's just like all he has to do is use his imagination, and like, yeah, he's gonna just take a chunk out of the ground or ruin the landscape, but it's just like, wow, you are so OP, but you're such a garbage person and you can keep getting destroyed. But one of the characters in the name in that show is named Scar, and he has a transmutation circle that is it's like tattooed all up and down his arm. And it's like, it's pretty much, people are like, yeah, no one uses this magic because, or these transmutation circles, because it's pretty much just destroys and explodes flesh. It's like meant for war. And so like everyone destroyed, like the world pretty much came together and like, yeah, no, we're getting rid of this. No one should know how to work this, and no one should look it up. So we're just destroying this. And then like apparently there was like one found, and yeah, he's out for revenge. But like that's his whole attack style, is that he grabs people with that arm because he only has it on one, and then just blows them up. But it's just like, man, it's like, besides that, and like, I don't know, I just think it's a really cool way to look at animation of just hand grabbing thing and then just squish.
Explodes.
I like it in the G Gundam. I like it in Scar. I don't know any other ones that do it like that. I think there's actually a whole like 2-episode run of Yu Yu Hakusho where it happened. No, it's only in 1 episode. Dragon Ball Z is the one where it happens for like 5 episodes.
Yeah, any fight in Dragon Ball Z is really like a season in itself.
Someone online took all the Dragon Ball Z episodes and like, or like just a season, and like took out like the dead space and tracked of how long everything took. And apparently the Frieza fight from like start to finish is like 2 minutes.
Insert lots of talking, insert monologues, insert flashbacks, insert, yeah, I got you.
Well, it's like, but like in between all that happening, like just like if that fight happened in like actual perceived time,
it was only 2 minutes long.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's funny. But yeah, that's my thing. I don't really have a lot to say about the Gundam quote. I just really like it.
Yeah, and that's what these lists are all about, whether we like it or we don't. If you're good to go, I'll jump into ones I don't like.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, my runner-up is the How You Doin' from Joey from Friends.
This probably would have been on my list if I watched Friends, but I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, this is the dumbest show I've ever watched.
Yeah, like, it's not that I dislike Friends. I can leave Friends on the background, but it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a show that I love or that I want to rewatch. It's just nice background noise, because I did grow up kind of like watching it here and there when it was being released, even though I was a little young for it. Adult themes, everybody. But like, the thing about the How You Doin' line is they phrase it in the show that he says it when he wants to hit on girls. I'm sorry, if a random guy came up to me and just went, how you doing, I'd be like, who? No, this doesn't work. But in the show, it's a perfect pickup line, and it always gets the ladies. Like, you can't use that in real life and expect it to work on people, I don't think.
It hot.
No. Sorry, what's up?
No, it's just funny that like you said there was something earlier that you said about not liking the show, and then that's like my brain stopped there. Like, I don't like the show either, but like I heard everything, and then I was like, I'll make the joke, and then the other part of my brain's like, nah, don't do it. But then the other part of the brain's like, but joke. I'm gonna but oh yeah, now I remember what I was originally gonna say is the background noise thing, and you say it's not worth like rewatching and all that. The main reason I really hate the show is that I had a really crappy roommate a couple years ago, and when Netflix first acquired the rights to Friends, he watched it from season 1 to the end. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, not that big of a deal. We heard the last season go off, and then proceeded to hear click, 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 back to episode 1 and started all over.
It's not that good.
Yeah. I was like, there's no show that is that good.
Firefly, maybe, but that's because they didn't end the show.
They never ended it, so it's all good. But still, I watched Firefly once, and I haven't. Well, I also don't have Netflix, but I haven't watched it again since.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna Google total watch time to watch all of Friends.
I'm gonna say I don't even know how many episodes there are. Like 30 hours seems too short.
It says on this binge watching guide to
50.
Friends, 85 hours.
Oh. So it's like a JRPG worth of stupid. Oh, man. But yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 seasons with a total of 238 episodes.
How many episodes?
238.
That's 239 episodes too much.
They should have -1 episode?
Yeah. That way they know. What are those people even doing now? Like, one of them, like, it's just weird because, like, I remember seeing, like, Twitter doing a thing, like, where people were just saying, like, yeah, apparently half the cast was, like, on drugs or drunk when doing the show.
Oh, I don't know about that. I know that they still make millions off of royalties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't doubt it.
I think
Why none of them have to do anything
I think
anymore?
Matt LeBlanc tried to be in more stuff. Like
I
I
don't
think
know who that
he's the Joey character.
Oh.
He had like a couple sitcoms I think I've seen him like trying to show up in. Jennifer Aniston is still popular for movies.
Yeah.
I think the girl that played Phoebe, she's been in some funny stuff.
Which one's Phoebe?
She's the blonde character with a guitar and sings about cats. She looks
Oh,
that
one. Okay.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I don't know, like Friends as a whole, like it's not my kind of show. And then on top of that, they want to convince me that Matt LeBlanc, who's supposed to be like the attractive guy on the show, who also happens to be like a soap opera actor, can get any lady just by saying how you doing. Like even on Urban Dictionary for how you doing, they were like the perfect line to pick up the ladies. I'm like, this is
You know what? This doesn't surprise me at all, seeing how close to quote you. This boy ain't broken enough for me.
Yes. That is me. I have
No one's broken in that show. So
Yeah.
you're like, it is not worth committing to memory.
Yeah, no, a lot of my TikTok now is about broken boys. I know you sent me one. You're like, this you probably already seen. But
Did you? I don't even remember which one I sent you.
I think you sent me one about someone's type about being broken boys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah. But no, that's pretty much all I have to say on it. I don't have
No,
much else to say
we
about this
talked too
particular
much.
catchphrase. We talk too much. Should we stop talking?
Yeah, so I can find that link. I did find the Fire Emblem one I sent you. I didn't get it at first because my brother showed it to me. I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I reread it. I'm like, oh, I get it. I was like, can you send that to me? I know someone that would probably get a chuckle.
I think I've scrolled back too far because I see the mac and cheese sandwiches. I forgot what discussion that was. Mac and cheese stuffing for our Thanksgiving sides episode.
Oh, yeah, butt bread.
Delicious bread.
Speaking about food, real quick, another tangent. Did you know that if you didn't have butter and you wanted to make a grilled cheese, you could use mayo?
Yeah, I've tried it before. It's okay.
I did it this week because I had extra bread and I didn't want it to go bad. But
the audio you sent me is basically I don't know why, but this man got 50 times hotter after his life broke. So maybe it's my
Oh.
savior complex. But in the one you sent me is specifically about Levi from Attack on Titan. But Levi, I didn't watch Attack
Yeah,
on Titan, so
I remember when I sent that to you, I was like, I remember you saying that you didn't got to the praise the sun part.
yeah, it's a little bit older than that.
um, I remember when I sent it to you. Wow, like I just saw the flying man in the church. Um, but yeah, the I remember when I first saw it and I sent it to you. I'm like, I know she won't enjoy
The particular character.
the particular character, but the theme of it is still there.
I don't know what it is, but after this man's life fell apart, he got 50 times hotter. Maybe it's my savior complex, but look at this fine specimen.
Oh man, that's a taste of my Instagram reels. Oh, I want to. Okay, now I actually want to find it to see if this person has showed up more. I found a new. Well, I say find. They Instagram has sent me. Oh, there it is. Um. Oh yeah, this character. She's character. This person has shown up a few times on my list.
There's one girl I started getting, and she's pretty funny. There's a guy that tried, like sometimes on the internet, guys try to like seem like more than they actually are. And he was like, "Girls, I don't date you because of your looks or your money." And the girl just cut the audio from there and was like, "Oh, so you're dating me for my crazy? Good luck." The internet is a great place sometimes.
You know what? You just gotta get you gotta get what you get.
But
um,
yeah,
but hold on. Let's see. My Instagram thing is pretty broken right now because I don't know how it happened. It's like I don't understand like how the recommends happen.
I don't understand Instagram Reels and how those work. At first, I thought the algorithm was kind of like figuring me out because TikTok has figured me out. TikTok knows that I thirst over 2D boys and Henry Cavill. So if it's a thirsty TikTok, it's usually one of those two kind of topics. And then Instagram showed me one about Henry Cavill. I was like, oh, so you guys have figured me out. But then the next one was about like a girl dancing to a popular song. I was like, no, you didn't figure me out.
Yeah, like, I don't know how, like, or what I looked at, because I think what it is like, I for a while, like I would just look at reels and I'm like, I got nothing to do, so I would just like scroll through a whole bunch of reels and they'd be like, oh, okay, he's watching it, he must like it, and it's like,
I think the algorithm goes based on if you like, at least TikToks, from what I understand. I assume Instagram would try to follow it, but for TikTok, I think it's if you like it, comment or share it with people, then they kind of like hold that like any tags or like the
well,
the creator, like they try and attach that to your account. And I think they also check for how long you watch it. So if you sit and you'll watch it entirely through, then they might think that you like that content. Whereas if you just scroll quickly past it, then they stop showing it to you.
well, that can't be true because I should be getting a lot more cute animal ones. Instead, I've been getting people in relationships. Actually, there is one that it did work out really well because I followed. There's like two people that I followed off of this,
Mm-hmm.
but the last person I followed, I forget what the account name is, but all their reels is like it's this dad and his like 3-year-old daughter, and he's just like, okay, who wants this food blank, and then you just hear from the other room, me, and then just her padding forward, just like running to the food and just eating, just like it's just her eating food, that's all it is, but it's just like it cracks me up every time because it's just like he's like, who wants these $30 grapes I got at the Asian mart, and you just hear me, and then she just runs over and just pulls the grape off and just like she doesn't even eat it, she just licks it and just like he's like, what are you doing? And as she's trying to get another one, and it's just like she finally gets one out, and just like it shows her running over to her mom, just like, here. It's just like, you good kid.
Adorable kid.
Yeah, there's another one where I forget this person's name as well, but it's like all it is just like airline stories. Like she's a the
The attendant.
yeah, I forget what
Hmm.
they're called, the stewardess. And yeah, so she's like one of them, and it's just like a whole bunch of stories of like her just acting out the stories and just I don't know, it's funny.
Hmm.
So there's that. I get all them, and then like I don't know how. Like I don't see it now, but this morning when I was looking at the no, the Instagram suggestion thing, um, it was just filled with K-pop.
They figured
Like,
you out.
but there's none now.
Oh, they unfigured you
Oh,
out.
hold on. Well, I like did a big sweep and then I stopped and then I was like, okay, well that I know that's a K-pop, but I don't know who K-pop that is. I think this person's a Twitch person. Yep, that's a Twitch person. It's just like I don't know. I don't. Some of these things make sense, and then some of them just don't. I don't know how the Instagram Reels work, but at the same time, part of me doesn't really want to know how it works. So that way, I'm like, ew. So, anywho, oh yeah. Anything else about how you doing?
No, I think I'm good there.
Okay. Um, I had to open up my list again because I was looking at Instagram. um, so I wrote two for my runner-up bad one because they have the same theme. Um, the first one I wrote, I'm just gonna say them both, but the first one, did you ever watch the English dub of Naruto at all?
Bits and pieces. I didn't get very far.
Okay. Do you remember Naruto saying "believe it" every 30 seconds?
Hmm.
So there's that, and that was just super annoying. Just like believe it. It's like, no, stop it. Your voice got way more agreeable to listen to when I started reading the comic because I couldn't hear it. But it's one of those like things where, like in Japan, in Japanese, like something that is a common phrase, and so it doesn't stick out as much. But once you put it in English, it's like, oh no.
Hmm.
But then the next one is, hey, listen, hey, listen. And I put these both down, like, um, uh, for people who are young. Hey, listen is Navi from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and they're just two very annoying lines that are said way too often, and um, that is why they're on the bad because it's just like, please stop.
just irritating to have to listen to over and over.
Yes. Like I wouldn't mind the believe it one if it was like just once an episode,
Hmm.
maybe twice, not like 10 in a 20-minute episode. That's one believe it per 2 minutes.
Oh man, the believe it per minute ratio.
You know what? We probably have one like that in our podcast. The amount of ums per minute. We want to replace that for tangents per podcast.
Increasing every episode.
Except for the first one we didn't do live.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. They're just really annoying.
Yeah, no,
And
I didn't play a lot of the original Zelda games, but I do know a lot of people really hate that hey.
yeah. Well, like, when I first played Zelda, I didn't know what it was. And it was just like I
Shouting
just
at
heard
you.
this just like, hey, 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 listen. And I'm like, listen to what? I am listening. I'm like, what? And like finally my cousin was like, just hit up on this button. I'm like, for why? What? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. And then I did, and then she stopped talking for about 30 seconds before she started up again.
Yeah, like I was watching Starter play Luigi's Mansion, and it wasn't that annoying, but he wanted to be able to explore it, right? Because there's usually a lot of hidden things in Nintendo
I remember the
games.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Go ahead.
there's the character Egad, and at one point when he wants you to like progress the story, I guess he assumes you're stuck if you've completed one task and you have so much time. So it got to be like every 2 minutes you hear blah 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 blah, blah. And we're like, oh my god. So we went and we looked at the settings and we were like, turn off tutorials because we thought that's what it meant, or I turn off hints. We were like, we can breathe. A minute later, blah, 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 and we're like, oh, just let me collect gems.
Turn off every 30 seconds. I think my favorite line, I never played Luigi's Mansion, but from the clips I saw, I think one of my favorite lines from that is just Mario.
Just hearing him shout through the empty hallways.
Yeah, as the ghost, like, I'm gonna get you. Mario. Yep.
Yeah.
Mario gets lost. Like, that's all Luigi's like games, pretty much, where he's the star.
Oh, because that means Mario physically can't be there.
Yeah, Mario's lost. Go find him. Like, I think that's from the Super Nintendo, the literal game. Mario is lost. You non-written subtitle. You Luigi. And I think it's a trivia game.
Really?
I think so. I don't know. It's been years since I played it, so I could be wrong.
Okay. Then if you're good on those, then I'll say my number one least favorite.
Yes. Go ahead.
And
what is your most hated one?
And I might be biased because I really, really, really don't like this show. It is Bazinga, said by Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
I never watched this show, and my only there's two reasons I know about this show. One is from Family Guy when they tell Lois's dad to watch the show and host a like season start or whatever it is, the season finale party. It's like at the end of the episode, just like he asks Lois and like, do you want to come over and watch like the Big Bang Theory? And she's like, Dad, you don't have to keep watching that. He's like, I know, I like it now. And he just looks all dejected and sad at the floor.
Yeah, like
the other. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. No, you can finish.
The other reason is Preston and Steve just making fun of the word bazinga. I think they're just like, what does it even mean? Bazinga.
I used to listen to so much Preston and Steve when I like took long drives to work, and also it required me to have a working radio in my car. But for anyone not in this area, they were like the classic rock morning hosts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess they play classic rock. Yeah, it's the Philadelphia rock radio station.
Yeah. They played more classic rock than the other rock radio station, 104.5. 104.5 was for your like new and upcoming rock artists.
Yeah. And well, now MMR, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, because I don't listen to the radio now anymore, and also the music that my Spotify in review, it's not as exciting as Hops was. I saw what you posted on Twitter, but it's just like my number one was lo-fi beats.
Oh, okay. The number one song on my Spotify Wrapped is a song by a YouTube comedian. So if I should send you that particular song. Well, I think you need to watch the video because he's a commentary YouTuber, and in that particular video, there's like on TikTok, there's a guy that's like doing weird point of view videos where he's like a vampire, but he's like got a rich dad. And, like, it's supposed to cater to, like, some fantasies. But the YouTuber's like, what fantasy is this? I don't understand. Who wants to watch this? And then he wrote a song called My Dad is Rich, making fun of, like, the concepts of it.
Yeah, my number 5th one is a Twitch streamer.
Okay.
It's the Lily Pichu song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you had talked to me about that.
It's a fun, chill song. My number one is a K-pop song.
Your actual song.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm like, actually, I really do. Like, I only know one K-pop group. It's Twice. I don't even know how they showed up on my radar. They just one day were like on my YouTube feed, and I thought they were streamers at first because I was getting. So I was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, are these people actors?" And then like after looking around a little bit, like, "Oh, they're K-poppers. What's a K-pop?" And so I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll listen to this to see what the heck it is." And then I liked it. I'm like, "Okay, cool."
But yeah, going back into like the actual Bazinga phrase, I don't know the purpose of it. I don't know what it means. I just know he says a lot. I've watched the show a handful of times, and it's one of those shows that gives me the vibe where like you how do I say it? If you are the kind like so there's the character, the girl character who's supposed to be like your average person, but apparently the average person cares literally nothing about science and doesn't know anything about science. And then she happens to run into a bunch of roommates that are all different versions of scientists. You have an engineer, and then you have theoretical scientists, you have mathematicians, things like that. So it feels like overly exaggerated forms of it, and me being an engineer, I'm just sitting there and they're making these jokes and they're doing these things, and I'm like, I don't know anyone like this. I don't relate to any of this. I know plenty of people who are in theoretical science, and they don't act like this. And then the normal girl's like, well, I'm hot and I'm dumb and you guys are annoying. Let's go out. I'm like, please. Make it stop.
Why were you even watching this?
I had friends that liked it. So
not to lie. No one has to actually like the show.
They wanted to watch it, and they said that they thought certain characters were like great characters, and I would sit there and I'd be like, that guy's the engineer, and as the engineer he decided to build a robot so that he felt like he had a companion. I have not met a single engineer that's so lonely that they build a robot hand to feel like they have somebody else in their life. Like, that's the kind of like weird humor it was.
That's not weird humor. That's just dumb humor.
But it's like, but like, you can see where me as an engineer, I'm like, when?
You don't have to be an engineer to hate that joke.
You hate the joke?
I hate it. I'm the furthest thing away from an engineer. I'm the insane one in this group, and I think that's dumb.
Yeah, and then there's a whole episode where the robot gets stuck, and he has to call his friends to say, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but there's a robot hand stuck here, and I don't know what to do. So you see where it's one of those shows you're just like...
I think you need new friends.
I haven't talked to some of these people in a while, but that's what happens when you move out of the
Good.
town you grew up in.
Well, no, technically I'm still in the town I grew up in.
But yeah, no, but Bazinga, as far as I can tell, is said by Sheldon whenever it's supposed to be funny. And I think I watched another YouTuber who like broke down the number of times laugh tracks are used versus if there was actually a joke to be had. And like certain shows, he broke down how many times a laugh track was used and how there was no joke associated. It was just to force the watcher to say, oh, that was supposed to be funny. I guess I'm laughing now too.
Yeah, that never works for me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for me because I'll just sit there and go, wait, did he just say she should have been a better daughter, and then they played a laugh track?
That's not funny.
That's not funny. Oh, good old 90s sitcoms.
You know what I think is funny? Watching the videos where that laugh track is taken out and it's just them
staring at each other.
Staring at each other. Like my absolute favorite one is the Star Wars one where they're giving the medals and you just hear the clip clops of them walking down and then the as it's just dead silent in that room and it's just like there's like the triumphal music like that's in the thing, you know it's there, but then it with it gone, it's just like this is the most awkward thing I've ever seen. And it is amazing. I love it.
It does sound hilarious. But yeah, so that's my catchphrase. It's not it doesn't seem like it serves a purpose. Like, at least the "how you doing" line, he uses it for a reason. But like, he just seems to say Bazinga because it's supposed, like, what does it say on this slang dictionary?
It's just you say it and it's funny.
Yeah, it says Bazinga. It's an interjection used to rub a good joke in someone's face or cheer yourself on after a personal win. Popularized as the catchphrase of the character Sheldon Cooper on the sitcom Big Bang Theory. Also, fun fact, the show is apparently doing fine enough that they decided to make another spin-off show just about this character.
Yeah, that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, called Sheldon or something.
Young Sheldon.
I have not watched a single episode of that one.
Me neither. Oh, well, I don't have TV, so I couldn't watch it. Well, I have Hulu now, so I guess I do technically have TV.
ATV.
But, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's just like, I don't know. Would you go and it sounds like you just the whole sitcoms now, and maybe it's been like that for a while. Is like, hey, let's take slightly more interesting / prettier people in people's lives and put them on TV and make them say joke like, oh man, the turkey's burnt. Bazinga! See, it works.
It does. It does feel like that, where it's not actually funny. It's just filling in some kind of void in time. They're like, oh, we had to cancel this show because the actors didn't want to be in How I Met Your Mother, which did fine and ran for a while, except people are mad at the ending. Let's just force another sitcom. Let's just squeeze another one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I'm just sitting here wondering, and I'm like, is my humor broken because of internet? Is normal human humor?
But I don't know what's considered normal human humor anyway, because, I mean, I know television in a whole is generally like a dying thing unless it's a Netflix series or something like that, because a lot of people, cable's expensive for what you get for it. So, like, a lot of those, like, primetime TV shows are building their own apps because they realize no one's really watching it on normal networks.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I also want to... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the internet humor is very strong. Very, very strong.
Mm-hmm. It's also quick.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is that I'm glad that at least one of these Twitter, and that's, well, I'm going to talk about Twitter, but at least one of these algorithms actually can give me stuff that I know I like as I scroll through Twitter, and I'm getting clips of the dude from The Walking Dead with the baseball bat, Negan, in Tekken 7 just being super cheap and unfair. And I was like, I never watched the episode. I never watched The Walking Dead, but I know there's Negan and he cracks me up. But I also like watching people get destroyed in Tekken 7 and complaining. So I'm glad that at least one of these social media sites I am part of knows me. Bazinga.
But thanks for that. What is your least favorite?
Bazinga. So mine is actually from a sitcom as well. And it's an old one. It's from Family Matters. Did I do that? And I was sitting there, and it's like the line itself doesn't like bother me, but like as I was looking through it, and I read that, and it's like, did I do that? The immediate thought that went into my head was like, yes, you did do that.
You are aware.
That is why everyone is looking at you quite angrily. You are the fault. You are the one that did that. And I was like, you were just pausing the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I pronounced that word right, but I'm just going to keep moving on. You are the reason this is happening. Everyone was okay. Where are your parents, sir? That is the true question. Does Urkel have parents? Oh, I guess so. He exists.
He exists. He was born somehow.
This reminds me of a joke that I made when I was younger. Like middle school. It was middle school, I think, around there. And I was like, I told my mom was like, I wasn't born, I was summoned. And my mom's like, you will never say that again. And I was like, you know what? To this day, I still can't go ask. Like, I can't ask now why, why that got the reaction it did. But for some reason, I didn't make that joke anymore. So, yeah, it was. It's just one of those things where I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what? Like, yes, child, you are the one that did that, and you know that you did that because you got that the 3 second awkward penguin pause before you're gonna like waddle run out of the room.
With his suspenders and his thumbs under his suspenders.
Yeah, he does make the machine that like he makes himself hot though. I remember that
Oh
episode.
yeah, what the actor actually looks like when he's not done up
Yeah,
to look like Urkel.
I remember when I saw like the guy who played Urkel outside of him being Urkel. It was in the Big Fat Liar,
Mm-hmm.
and there was him in the whole episode, the whole movie. He's just sitting there. He's like, "Yes, I know I was Urkel. No, I don't want to do the line. I know I don't want to do the line. Just can I get? They just want to hear me do the line. Okay." And like he's like the taxi driver for one of the characters, and it's just like he's like, I'm just trying to make it big. Like, pretty sure you're bigger than almost everyone in this movie.
Maybe not Frankie Muniz at the time.
At the time.
And Amanda Bynes was also big in that time too, right?
Yeah. What does Frankie Muniz do now?
His is a sadder story. He apparently got into, I think it was race car driving or some form of like, like driving cars at high speed.
Mm-hmm.
Got in a car accident, survived the car accident, but lost a lot of his memory to the point like he doesn't have much, from what I heard, he doesn't have much memory of acting on Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. So I don't know if he like ever ventured back into acting or if he's just kind of like chilling.
I'm just wondering, like, if this was a TV or movie thing, this would make a pretty interesting plot where it's just like just using let's just use the same example that or story, the real life event. Well, we're just gonna use that as the example.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really interesting like TV show or movie of that happens to some like that's the beginning of the movie, but like we don't see the beginning, like the life before the accident, and then it's like the whole movie he's just like he starts getting into acting or she gets an acting, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl for the example, and throughout the whole thing it's just like wow, this person is like a pretty decent actor and all that, and like everyone else knows the like who this person was before,
Mm-hmm.
and then like at the end of the movie it's just like it gets revealed like you were this, and like your all those skills and everything are still in your brain or still be able to use, you just don't remember everything before. I don't know, it'd be a pretty interesting movie.
So now we've met DPayne, the screenwriter.
I used to write and film short films.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard it? Well, I don't know, I didn't hear about it until I actually looked into it, but there's a film festival in Philadelphia called the 48 Hour Movie Festival, where you for 48 hours you have to write, shoot, score, and edit a film.
Mm.
And me and my friends did it, and yeah, I did a lot of it. Like I wrote it, and then I shot it and directed it, and then I edited it.
So when you say you and your friends.
Well, they had to act, and one of my friends got someone to do the music.
Okay.
But it was, yeah, like we were up to it. It was a really fun event. I would like to do it again, but it's one of those things where actually shooting and writing, I've been out of practice for a while.
Yeah.
So.
I gotcha.
But
Yeah, it's gotta be a fun exercise in creativity to really force you to like, all right, all burners on, let's go.
Yeah. And so like it got to the point where I'm like, man, I would like to do this more. And like I thought of a really fun, and like we were working on it, just storyline of um like, I don't know, the prodigal son. Like I'm pretty sure is a story that people have heard of a lot. And yeah, it's one of them Bible stories. But we were gonna do something like that, but with superheroes. And like it was gonna be off the theme of that, but it was gonna show that story and like twist it a little bit, but from a different point of view. And just I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, the our two main actors who started dating broke up, and then we lost our 90% of our acting pool. And so, and then like when they broke up, like the one actor, like all her friends were like who were part of it, just didn't really want anything to do with the group. and and then like all our friends who did want something to do with it, just like that took the wind out of the sails. And I'm like, well, I know why it happened, because in the back of my head I was like, when this whole thing started, I was like, if any of these people start dating, they break up, this is done. And I was right.
Yeah,
So
that tends to be how it ends up in those kind of situations.
yep, so I went back to like, fine, I'm gonna go back to streaming in YouTube. I'll look at this some other time.
Okay. But yeah, I know. I shared with you the thing so I
I
don't
saw
forget.
that. Yep.
But yeah, anything else you want to say specifically about Urkel or
Nah, like I don't have a problem with Urkel or Family Matters. I like the show. I like the show. I enjoy it, and I also like the historical significance it has. But man, that line just
because he's like he wouldn't say that unless you knew it was you. Like
he's a toddler that got caught.
yeah.
You're like, oh Jimmy, did you do that? What?
Me?
Yeah. Me? Did you say what?
All right. So yeah. So I guess we could wrap up this episode. Another fun, definitely tangent-filled talk of us on catchphrases. Yeah. So we appreciate you guys for listening. As we said in the beginning of the show, we would always appreciate it, to help this podcast grow. If you could share us with a friend, or rate and review us on things like iTunes. We said for every 10, we'd be willing to go back and do another live broadcast episode for you guys to get to watch again. And to send it to us if it's not on iTunes. We know how to check the iTunes reviews. We don't know how to do it.
The only one we know how to
Yeah,
check.
that's the only one we know how to check. And we also can sneak in our special announcement for next episode. Do you want to take that one away, DPayne?
I was going to say, speaking about friends and, well, the Pointless Discourse little review paper we asked you guys to fill out to see what you guys like, which is still in the description, by the way. I'm going to put that in there for a little bit longer. One of the things you guys said, more guests. So we're like, we can do that. We'll get guests. And we got ourselves the guest, as I bring up the page to make sure I say his name right, the Blackjack 21. Yeah, he will be joining us tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean next
episode.
Next episode. Yeah. And we're going to be talking about story-based games with him. So that should be a fun old time. And yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. But yeah, look forward to that episode. We're glad that we were able to do it with him.
Yeah.
And
I can't think of anything else that we need to sneak into the end of this.
I can think of one thing. Bazinga.
I hang up now.
Bye.